How are you all? Hello and welcome back to the Coins Alert, your place to get your crypto fix. I'm Ripple Van Winkle and I'm your boss. I hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Oh, I love Fridays. Paydays are great. It's still Friday, but that's next week. It's finally Friday now. Monday is my day off. Today is Valentine's Day. I can't wait for the weekend. I'll say hello to the doubleheader and softball game from last night. It was the worst softball game I've ever played. In fact, it was the worst two softball games I've ever played together. I think I only hit the ball once out of 10 times. 0 for 10 should have been it. That's right, I dropped the ball at home plate. I also had one where someone ran into me at home plate and hit me. It was a terrible mess. I'm glad it's over. We went to 1-1 that we should have gone to, and I couldn't help the team at all. It was bad. It was awful. It's one of those things where you get stuck in your own thoughts and can't come out. I moved my head and let go of my arm. It smelled awful when I was dipping, but you know what? Now we move on to the next week. In this episode, we go over the countdown. That's right. Started yesterday, and then there's the XRP price chart, which is the big news that most people are probably watching this video for. Where are we going? What's going on outside? What can you help us find? I have what you need. Then we'll look at the XRP ETF because a new video shows that it has a 70% chance of being accepted. So without further ado, sit back and enjoy the show. Let's get right to it. Bitcoin 9681, 3 hours have passed. It has gone up about 1% in the last 24 hours. The idea of coming in at $2,683, it's going up 1% with XRP leading the way at up over 11%. It costs $271. Just an hour ago, it was a little higher. It was touching between 275 and 277 USDT and USDC, which are both pegged to the dollar. The overall market value of all cryptocurrencies is still $3.2 trillion, which is a very tight range. XRP seems great. I love it. Right now, we need to pay attention to this. BTC needs to really take off. Bitcoin needs to break out and go up. XRP has gone up because Bitcoin is about to have another small drop. This is something I don't like about what I'm seeing right now, but it can change. All the way down to around $90,000. It's also possible that Bitcoin won't adjust and instead goes through the roof, shooting up to $1,000 to $104,000, where it will set a new all-time high. That is what we want to happen. But in the past with XRP, especially during this cycle, going back to XRP will rise before everything else. This is because market makers or someone else knows that Bitcoin is about to drop again, which lets XRP keep its shape. What do I mean? Very easy. So the people who control the market, call them what you want, know that Bitcoin is about to have another flush to the low, which is where our low is right now, lower 900, $0 between 90 and 92, is like the ultimate low and pulls the rest of the market down with it. For XRP to stay above key trading levels where the support sits, it knows it can't drop any further. And if Bitcoin goes down, it pulls the rest of the market down with it. That's why the price of XRP has been going up. That way, when Bitcoin starts to pull back, XRP stays pretty much the same and above the same support lines. As long as it's not broken, it can keep going up and further down the line in its bull run. You should be very interested in this. If you have been, that's what I'm looking at. This is the XRP chart. You can see that XRP has been going down since Sunday. And right now we're starting to form a U shape. We're still not out of the woods, right? We need to close above, it's about 282 or so. To be really positive, we need to close above. Then we'll see a stronger move up into that middle price range. $3 range, we need to close above $3. But right now, all four of the 1 day to 1 month forecasts are very high on XRP. If Bitcoin does want to correct, your lower goal for the drop is around 230. I would really have it sitting between the bottom of this candle and that level. The correction would happen between 230 and 250, which is fine because XP would still be in structure at that point. This would set us up for the next move, which will take us back to the $3 area, going back to the all-time high and then getting us out of it and into the $4 to $5 range. From the end of Q1 to the start of Q2, now that we know all of that, what does the Bitcoin picture look like? It doesn't look very good. Like we kind of thought, which ties in with what we just talked about, right? XRP going up because it needs to keep its shape because Bitcoin is about to take another small drop. 4 hours, 1 day, or 1 month, Bitcoin is going down. As you can see, they'll stay bullish. This green line or wave that you can see here is the mouse. To stay positive, it needs to stay above that. What are those goals? It's now between 90 and 91,000. We talk about those facts. It is at 96 right now, and its key breakdown structure goes down to 93. So the exact area we just talked about, 90 to 93, is where Bitcoin could go back to. It would still be positive, but it would only add to the supply there. After that, it could make its move to the upside. Once this rise is over, the first thing you should look for is a price above 1.5. We will push, go past the all-time high and go all the way up to the $115,000 to $120,000 range once 105 is passed. These are the exact things we've been teaching and talking about on this channel for the past 2 months or so. In the end, it all comes down to Bitcoin and what it plans to do and where it will go. Supporters of blockchain say things like, look, we probably still got more chop here, but XRP is on track. This is his chart. Each day on Coinbase, you can see the value of XRP against the US dollar. Every 4 hours, you can see the value of XRP against ER. He thinks we have a little more chop now. You can see that this little red area right here is the ultimate drop area that I think XRP could hit. Are we going to make it? In the end, it all rests on Bitcoin. There was agreement on what was said. Last night, he sent out a tweet. At first, he said he thought XRP might go up and then come back down to these lows before going up from 220 to 226. You can see the mark with the X's. He thought that we might have taken in some cash down there and then shot up to this local high zone, which would put you in a range of about 270 to 320. He says that it looks like we'll go for the range high first after the move overnight. If Bitcoin can break through 1,000,000, things will be a little different. But if Bitcoin can't make the move above 1,000,000, you can be sure that it will eventually find more buyers in the lower $90,000 range before pushing back up to the top. Then we hear that the XRP ETF is now 70% likely to be approved. Pay attention. I read an analyst opinion this morning, There's been litigation over XRP, so they said it is the least likely ETF to be approved. However, things are changing in the US government. From the list of ETFs I gave you at the beginning of the show, which one do you think is the most likely to happen? See, I trust my coworker James Saffert at Bloomberg to tell me what will happen in this space. He lives and loves it, so I will trust his predictions because he knows a lot more than I do. And he thinks that the Litecoin ETF will be approved first with a 90% chance. Then Doge and XRP will get 70% chances. Just so you know, because he may have something to gain, I would just quote him on that. That game doesn't affect me. That's a good number. 90% of the time, I think it's surprisingly positive here. But to your point, this government has been so crypto friendly that it might not be bullish enough. So I think the change in the rules has been so big and happened so quickly. We're still trying to figure out what that means for getting these goods on the market. It's only a matter of time before there is an ETF for XRP. It will happen this year. When is it going to show up? Like in Q2? Or do we have to wait until later in the year? It will be more expensive to buy XRP if it comes out early. You already know that this station is all about news and getting things in order. The price of XRP will go even higher if we can time the ETF right during a pump. It all comes down to Q1. When XRP hits $4 to $5, it will be worth more than $10 by the end of the year. I'd like to see that. Those are the goals. We'll see how things go. What will happen at the end of Q1? After that, we could look at it again and see if we can get into that $4, $5 range in the countdown. What do you think it's time? The SEC agreed that this was a very important first step. All of these ETF proposals have been turned down by the SEC. It has been made public that Grayscale is turning the trust into an ETF. They know about it, have the paperwork, and will look it over in 240 days, which is 239 days now. The time has begun. The clock was almost over. The time has begun. Like Bitcoin, this ETF will get accepted at some point. It finally got pushed through after a lot of work. I think the fact that